What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Dota 2 commentary. Blah, I almost forgot how to say Dota. Man, you know something's wrong with me when I almost forget how to say Dota. But, this weekend, gonna take a little bit of a break, not from casting, but just a break. Watch some football, enjoy myself. But in the meantime, we do have some Dota 2 to cast, and it is a matchup between Gamer University Peru versus Turtle. Now, this is in the midst of a very, very action-packed Group A. And Group A, let me tell you something. No Talenters in first. And if Gamer University win this game, and if EG lose their game against No Talenter, then there will be like a four-way tie for the second spot in the group. So it's looking to be very, very contentious. Right now, Turtle are 4-2, Gamer University are 3-3. So Gamer University, if they want to move on, even in the losers bracket, they're gonna have to win this match. Meanwhile, Turtle, Blitz has said some things like Turtle never practices together ever, and they just sort of go in and have a lot of fun, and they've been doing very, very well so far. So we'll see if they can keep up their creativity. In the last game we cast with Turtle, when I casted with Luminous, we casted Blitzstorm, and Luminous shed the light that Turtle always go for level 1 Roshan, no matter what. But that was when EGM was playing with Turtle. But looks like EGM going to be unavailable for this matchup, so unfortunately Turtle going to be missing their captain. But they do have a capable captain in the form of Nico standing in for them.
Radiant team ban.
But Turtle had the first pick. Interesting enough, they decided to ban out the Batrider. I know from what I've seen of Blitz, he doesn't particularly like playing Batrider, so I guess rather than just letting Gamer University ban it out, they're just going to ban it out themselves, saying, okay, none of our players really likes playing Batrider either, so we'll just ban it out, remove it from the equation altogether, and see what you're going to do about it. And what will Gamer University do about it? Not too sure, as Gamer University Peru Edition played pretty well in their matchup against Sven Hunters, Mega Creeps versus Mega Creeps. It was pretty epic, pretty fun to watch. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's back there on my channel. Also, I made a Defense 3 playlist, so you can check out all my casts of the Defense 3 in that playlist. Decided to make playlists again, so yeah. Should be a good way to find all the casts you want from a particular tournament in a very short amount of time. Turtle, interestingly enough, going to ban the Magnus as well, so even though they have first pick, they're going to ban two of the most powerful heroes in this version. So Gamer University already banned the Keeper of the Light. Well, let's see if they ban out something like a Nyx, Darkseer, or the Undying. Now, I'm not too sure who Turtle would honestly prefer in this situation. I imagine they'd want the Darkseer, because Darkseer very, very strong team fights. Meanwhile, Undying, strong team fights are really more focused around the laning phase, and I feel like Darkseer is a more versatile hero than Undying. But still, a lot of guesswork on my part. Maybe they want the Nyx as their first pickup, because Nyx, very, very powerful, very annoying to play against, just overall an incredibly troublesome presence on the map if one team decides to pick him up. But me personally, I'm glad to see that Gandalf, Keeper of the Light, did decide to get the Banhammer in this game. Meanwhile, Gamer University going to ban out the Undying. So Turtle going to pick up Nyx or Darkseer with this first pickup, I imagine. And again, since EGM is not playing, I don't know if Turtle Masters are going to go for that level in Roshan. And this game played on a Sunday, which is actually today, and right before the Patriots football match, which I'm looking forward to. American football, of course, not international football, but looking forward to that Patriots game against Ravens very, very closely. But yeah, this match played on Sunday. Blitz is actually at the University of San Diego playing at Winter Game Fest, and I think they just arrived there before they play this match. And if Turtle win this match and EG lose their match, then Turtle moves on the winners bracket. And if Turtle lose their match and if Turtle loses match, then they're in a big tiebreaker with Gamer University, DD, and some other teams. Just a ridiculously giant cluster F in terms of the tiebreaker. But Turtle did pick up that next Gamer University, immediately respond with Darkseer, Shadowdune, one of the best ganking supports in the game. Always will have a low net worth, but hey, that means more farm for everybody else. And Turtle does have the Lone Druid as well, so a tanky hero who does pretty well against most of these heroes. Doesn't really do that well against Shadowdune, but really, I mean, with the bear, you can just sort of run at him, even if the hero is slowed, and vice versa. But overall, Turtle just seems like they're picking up strong heroes Gamer University as well. None of these picks are really revealing each team's hand, so to speak. So it could be pretty tricky to ban out heroes that either team might pick up in the second ban phase, just at the moment, because Lone Druid could potentially farm the safe lane. We've been seeing that a lot more often. or it could do off lane, could do mid solo. I mean, he could do anything he wants. Same with the Darkseer. As these picks so far are very versatile. The only things we know is that Nick's most likely going to be in a support role, and Shadow definitely going to be in a support role, whether it be a dual lane, tri lane, etc., etc. So Turtle Muscle's thinking long and hard. We'll see if they decide to pick up their mid solo right now for Blitz, or if they decide to pick up maybe a secondary support or their primary carry. If they don't pick up the mid solo for Blitz, I imagine Game University going to men out Blitz favorite heroes like Storm, Quap, etc. But Turtle going to pick up the Rubik. Meanwhile, Game University going to pick up the Lina, and Lina plus Shadow Demon Soul Catcher is probably one of the most burst-heavy combinations in the entire game. The only thing that can really outshine that is like Rocket Barrage, since that has relevance at all levels in conjunction with that Soul Catcher ability. And so Game University do have two pieces of their tri-lane right in the bag, so Turtle going to bin out potential carries that Game University could synergize their lineup with. Meanwhile, Game University going to bin out the Gyrocopter. Maybe they're anticipating Rubik solo mid, because we have been seeing a lot more Gyro support, but Gyro can definitely still carry, and you can see Turtle still bearing out strong carries in the form of Luna. So I expect Turtle to keep bearing out strong carries, but this patch has a lot of versatile carries at the moment. Meanwhile, Game University, I think it would probably be wise for them to keep bearing on mid solo, since it seems like Rubik these days are played in support capacity, and yes, we are going to see a Puck ban. Puck pretty much exclusively played in the mid solo role. I mean, in the old days you did see Puck offlane a little bit, but these days it's pretty much Puck in that mid lane position. And that also opens up the possibility of a Queen of Pain pick, even though Turtle Masters do have the first pickup after the second ban phase. And Turtle Masters is going to be out the Lifestealer. Lifestealer does pretty well against Lone Druid and is a strong carry that synergizes as well, so makes a lot of sense. But still, solid carries left in the pool. I mean, they could do it carry Sven, who has really been dying out recently. Weaver, Clinks, Spectre. I mean, I really doubt that will be Spectre, but that's a possibility. There are just so many viable carries. Phantom Lancer, even though the Cooling Blade bug has been fixed. Pretty difficult to say what Game University will choose in this situation right now. And meanwhile, Game University, will they ban out the Queen of Pain or a potential other mid-solo candidate? Probably the best idea. Maybe in Storm Sphere as a respect ban towards Blitz. And I imagine this game is probably played on US East because a lot of Turtles EU, and Game University Peru is of course from South America, so I imagine they're going to split the difference, because I think Peru is sort of on the western half. It is on the west of South America, but it sort of lines up to sort of like the Rocky Mountains if you just draw a straight line upwards. So I imagine this game is played on US East, or even Europe. But Game University going to ban the Weaver. Interesting choice. Not too sure if Turtle would have necessarily picked up the Weaver. Could have potentially done an offlane position, but really not too sure about that Weaver ban. It doesn't make too much sense to me right now. Shouts to DCW1A, who's playing Dota 2. But yeah, we'll have to see what both teams decide to choose, as Turtle going to pick up the Windrunner, and right now I think this will most likely be a mid-solo Windrunner. They do already have their two supports in the form of Rubik and Nyx, and Lone Druid probably more adept at offlaning than Windrunner. Meanwhile, Game University going to respond with an Omniite. Hopefully this is a mid-solo carry, semi-carry Omniite, because I love that. I mean, there's nothing more fun for me to play than, I guess, a semi-carry Omniite mid-solo, and then just rush a Scotty, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm useless till 20 minutes in the game, or even a little bit earlier, depending on my farm. But still, I think Omniite, very underrated as a hero, but not really the best support in Challenge, just because he's melee, and he does need a decent amount of items and levels. But I think if he solos a lane, he's very adept, and considering there's not too many natural diffusal blade carriers, except for Phantom Lancer, who Turtle smartly picks up, not only a natural diffusal blade carrier who can purge off that repel, but definitely has the potential to overwhelm Game University in the late game. But Game University do have potential counters, as Obsidian, or Outworld Destroyer, is the last choice, Outworld Devourer, as he's known. Better than Demolisher, I suppose. As I guess Devourer does make a bit of sense, because he is kind of devouring your intelligence with that Astral Imprisonment. But yeah, Outworld Devourer, and they picked it up right after the Phantom Lancer pick, and Outworld Devourer, or OD as I'll refer to him now, not really the best pickup against Phantom Lancer because he is pretty much all single target, but if he does manage to catch PL in that ultimate, it'll just be all hell breaking loose. And I was about to comment right before they picked up the OD that Game University already have a couple mechanisms in doing pretty well with the Phantom Lancer, because they have the disruption by the Shouty, and you can get an illusion and try to create some Phantom Lancer illusions already. As shout out to USCD, come say hi to Blitz. Shouts to Matrim because everybody shout outs to Matrim. Not too sure. But yeah, you can disrupt the Phantom Lancer, either his main hero or his illusion, and try to create some illusion army for yourself because those illusions do have the juxtapose and the Phantom Edge passive. And you can potentially get a wall in place, and if Phantom Lancer runs through, he can get, of course, illusions that will split as well. So Game University, even though OD probably not the best carry against Phantom Lancer, they do have other mechanisms in place in dealing with that Phantom Lancer. If they do ever isolate the Phantom Lancer out of position, Lina, Shadow Demon will provide a lot of burst damage, and even OD can put out a lot of burst damage that can completely overwhelm Phantom Lancer until he gets his way up to a heart. So right now, we'll introduce the players and the teams as the pause does continue. As we're going to have Mistco, or MSTco, playing the Shadow Demon, Smash is playing the Omni Knight, Stan and Mihawk is playing the Darkseer, Masoku is playing the Lina, and Iwo is playing the OD. Meanwhile, on the side of Turtle, we're going to have... Nico is going to be playing the Lone Druid, Halo is playing the Rubik, Blitz is going to be playing that Windrunner, so it is going to be mid-solo Windrunner, Smoglig is playing the Phantom Lancer, and Papa Jordan is playing the Nyx. Now, Turtle could potentially try for level 1 Roshan, but this isn't really the best level 1 Roshan strategy, as none of these heroes have too significant of physical damage output. None of these heroes are too tanky, so I really doubt that Turtle Masters will go for a level 1 Roshan attempt this game. As go is the call, so time to slow down, slow motion for me game. As putting some Juvenile up in this cast. Shouts to you if you ever get that reference. And but if you don't get that reference, then, you know, it's pretty understandable, because it's pretty much just only designated at a certain segment of the population at the moment. And I don't know if the Dota segment of that population is too very common. But no, it looks like Turtle actually gonna go for that level 1 Roshan strategy, but they don't really have too much physical damage dealer. And I don't know if Gaming University knows what's going on. I don't know if they studied any of Turtle's matches, as we're gonna see a ward being popped. I guess they're channeling the spirit of EGM, saying, alright, EGM may not be playing with us now, but we're just gonna keep going to his ideals. But still, I can't imagine that Turtle will be able to take down the Roshan. This looks like it will be a bait, because they're not even attacking Roshan, they're just anticipating GU to come in and try to jack it, but really they don't have the physical damage, they don't have the tank ability to really take advantage of that. As GU not falling for the bait, maybe they just know from the Turtle lineup that it would just be extraordinarily difficult to take down that level 1 Roshan, but still. And of course, this Absorb ward pretty good. Not the best ward in the early game, but still competent at scanning out the rune, and competent at seeing players move down this path, and spotting movement in the river. So it's not the worst ward, it's more of a mid-game Roshan ward, but still very able to sort of scout out a lot of movement on the map. So, interesting picks, and we'll see if Turtle can do their trademark aggression, just going balls deep. They do have PL on their side, and looks like it will be Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane. And in terms of Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, Darkseer in the Tri-Lane, wow. As this is going to be super aggressive, as Omni Knight is going to be mid-solo versus Blitz. I don't imagine Blitz can kill the Omni Knight, can probably dish down a lot of harassment, but once Omni gets his weight up to a Soul Ring, Omni should be A-okay. But he's not going for that fast soaring rush, as there is going to be a wraparound gank. Here comes Shadow Demon and Lina coming back around. A disruption, a Light Strike Array does get popped onto Papa Jorman, as he is going to retreat. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon taking a bunch of damage from those illusion rune of Rubik, going to pop an Ion Shell on him. Meanwhile, Smoke going to go balls deep into the trees. Unfortunately, pays for it with his life, and this is why PLs don't usually have balls, because they can't go balls deep in the early game. Or PL shouldn't play like that balls, because it's so important to keep Phantom Lancer always alive. But I guess if there's any point where you want a Phantom Lancer to die, it's probably level 1, where he has pretty fast respawn time. As another disruption is going to be dropped, Halo is going to take a bunch of damage. You can just see how much work Ion Shell is doing, even with the telekinesis lifting him up in the air. Lina did manage to die, but here comes Smuglig back into the action. MSCO gonna pop that Soul Catcher. He is level 2. Meanwhile, Mihawk gonna take an impale right to the face of that magic stick, healing up a lot of damage because Smuglig gonna die as well. Will they turn around for Papa Jorman? He's completely out of mana, and Mihawk still has a relatively big amount of mana as Halo's gonna come back in. Does have level 2, so he has that Fable and Telekinesis, but Mihawk is gonna get driven away. So smart maneuvering by GU so far, taking control of this trial. You don't expect to see Darkseer in a trial position, but you can see he's very capable at doing so just because he just does so much damage. He's ridiculously good at chasing, and overall pretty confident. Of course, you don't see him that often because he does need a lot of levels and does want that solo experience, but he definitely benefits from the farm. If he manages to get himself up a fast mecha or a fast pipe, it could really help out your team. Mio Smash, not having the best of times in mid lane, but not having the worst of times, as you can see Blitz doubling up in terms of CS, and having a sensible amount of denies thus far. But Omni really just wants to farm until that Soul Ring, and then once it gets that, it can just pop the Purification, and then pretty much always be at full HP. And I like how they're not doing OD mid, as OD mid, very, very strong hero, can definitely do quite well against Windrunner. Not the best against Windrunner because Windrunner has a better attack animation, longer range, and overall has that Windrun to dodge a lot of physical harassment. But the problem with OD is that he's pretty easily ganked, and considering there's a dual roam on the top lane that have the potential to gank, OD is a lot safer on the bottom lane. And the only way these guys could gank is either pop a long range smoke and just wrap around all the while, and that leaves up the top lane for a lot of ganks for the Radiant, or they got teleport in, which is a cost of 135 gold. And Lone Druid really not the best killing partner in the early stages of the game. But Lone Druid doing a nice job, Nico driving away the OD, as he's going to get all his intelligence drained, but still, Bear does have 2 heroes to OD's 1. As it's going to be another disruption, you pop Smuggy, going to take a lot of damage. Will Smuggy choose to max up Doppelwalk in this lane? No, he's going to go for the stats build. I think in this situation you want to get at least 1 point to Doppelwalk, but I guess he really wants that bit of extra HP just to help him survive. And maybe he feels like if the chain stuns are online, then he won't have a chance of surviving Doppelwalk or not, so might as well get some stats to not only boost her last hit, but also get a little bit more HP. So that magic stick already paying huge dividends as Impale gonna come around. Just a bit of harassment. I don't know if that was the wisest move for Papa Jordan to make because he's out of mana. And here comes Darkseer. Not enough mana to pop that spiked as Mihawk is gonna get telekinesis up into the air, but Halo rapidly running out of mana. No clarities on either of these 2 heroes. Papa Jordan has that magic stick with 7 charges, but still won't be enough to get him to that Impale range. Doesn't even have a point to spike Carapace just yet. Instead went for a bit more offensive build, and I thought considering that there are 3 kills on the Game University lineup already, I think it would probably be a bit wiser to get that defensive spike Carapace build, but I guess the best defense is good offense to purge out a lot of damage and a lot of mana from the Shadow Demon, from the Darkseer, and even from the Lina. And you can see GU taking complete command of this top lane, throwing Turtle for a bit of a loop right now. But I think in the Ultra game, Lone Druid and PL should just do a fantastic job in terms of driving back Game University squad. But you can see Lone Druid doing very well just because he has those 2 heroes, and OD picking up a very early ring of health. Not sure if he's going to transform that into anything, maybe a Lincoln Sphere later on, but probably just for lane sustenance off the bat. I'm not too sure what ODs go for these days. A lot of ODs in the mid-solo position do go for that mechanism for staff and things like that, as it's going to be another engagement. There's going to be a teleport up top. Looks like they want to help secure this lane. Blitz is going to teleport with very low mana, but Shadow Demon already picks up kill. Darkseer trying to search away. Can he escape? Blitz teleporting with not enough mana to do too much. Shadow Demon, can he escape? Shadow Demon still has some charges on the magic stick and has that boot speed, light strike rate, but a beautiful shackle shot blitz as Mihawk should be able to escape, does have access to the surge. Can he escape? He is going to escape. And that is the cue for Omni to start pushing in, not going for that soaring, instead going right for that bottle, considering that, okay, if I do get soaring, it does require a bit of an HP cost. So I'll just get the bottle, maybe get some runes, just gonna bottle crow it up, or bottle demon it up, or what the heck is this? Bottle demon. But why is he just covered in the snow demon? He's secretly Frosty the Snowman. It is everybody's worst nightmare. Frosty the Snow Demon coming to life, killing all the little boys and girls. What a tragedy, or travesty, or tragedy. You know, that should be a word, tragedy. A travesty and a tragedy. I'm gonna patent that and make it my own. Right now it is 4-2, and so far it looks like Turtle doing a decent job recovering themselves. The Trilan is pretty much completely lost. Phantomites are only 13 CS. But I think the mid lane, it's safe to say that Blitz is winning this, because he's out CSing by around 15 creeps. And the bottom lane, Lone Druid beating up the OD. OD picking up that fast ring of health, as Xiaoyan did pick up another kill onto Rubik, and now Papa Jordan in a lot of trouble trying to bait out the Light Striker rate. Looks like the Impale gonna come in, the tower doing a lot of damage as well. Iron Shell gonna be enough to help Lena escape. No, it's not enough, but they still managed to avenge their fallen comrade, cleaning up the Nyx. And keep in mind, Darkseer, despite one of their supports dying in the form of Lena, Darkseer 3-0-3, having a lot of farm, and gonna pick up his next time very, very soon. Already has 2 components of that mechanism already completed, and that will help amplify the push. Not only that, it allows them to tower dive much more easily. With that buckler fish, they can pop it, get a bit more armor, allowing them to dive, and also the creeps will be able to survive, taking a lot of tower pressure. This is just really, really smart decision making by Game University at this point. And not something you expect from sort of a unknown team, but Game University Peru definitely showing that they have a lot of stuff. And Game University just recently not only picked up an American team, they picked up a European team under a bit of controversy. Well, not really controversy, just a little bit of questioning, because nobody really knows who they are. But, I mean, they picked up this Peru team who's doing quite well. Absolute Legends picked up an Icelandic team, which really is performing decently well. Might even make it to the winners bracket, so it might be a good idea to start looking for unknown talent. And this is probably the best way to help advance the Dota 2 scene, as there's going to be a smoke gank trying to deny Blitz that haste rune. Ayuna unfortunately does not have too much mana. And here comes the disruption. Pop does have that magic stick up to 10 charges. They're going to get the chaser, and look at that soul character just melting Blitz in the nick of an eye, or in the blink of an eye. And Ayuna easily able to escape. Nicely done. And that's going to mean a free haste rune for the Omni Knight as well. So Game University doing spectacular roaming thus far. And then that Darkseer is already level 6, already has 2 components of the mechanism. They're okay with leaving him up top for a bit, not under too much pressure, and already does have that magic stick to potentially surge out, as well as the soul ring, and a ridiculous amount of armor to boot. 12 armor at this stage in the game without the buckler being popped. And just to keep the Phantomites down, they're just going to keep rotating back to the top lane. So I think it's up to Turtle to try to pressure out the bottom lane, considering mid lane. I mean, Blitz is obviously out CSing the PP is the call. I guess Blitz having a bit of trouble at the LAN. But yeah, considering mid lane, not really lost, but Blitz did die, and he did teleport top to help out a gank. So I think right now it's safe to say mid lane is pretty much even, and if there is an advantage, it might be the teeniest of margins in favor of Blitz, but bottom lane's being lost by Game University, but I think they want to secure as much as possible, considering top lane is being lost so heavily hard, as unfortunately the Shackle Shot did not latch on to anything. There's going to be another teleport to reinforce. That is the Omni, not too sure what Smash can do. Just going to be there to heal. He has a haste rune to get back in the mid lane as soon as possible. And actually you're going to see Halo rotate to the mid lane. They want to get the supports as much experience as possible, and now Blitz under a bit of pressure with that Degen aura, and the haste rune of the Omni Knight going to heal up OD back up to full HP, but Smash just running around pretty much out of mana. And this is why I think Omni Knights do need that Soul Ring, even if they do get that early bottle. But he does have the Arcane Boot, so he shouldn't be too mana starved. But despite me saying OD is losing, hasn't died, and I was only 4 CS behind the Lone Druid, 3 CS. And just looking at those, levels are completely even now that Blitz joined the party. And me on the top tier, Darkseer, just throwing down so much damage. And this leads me to wonder, why don't we see more offensive triumphs with Darkseer? Iron Shell is too ridiculous. I guess they sort of need the Shouting to help side up. And they need to face a carry who can't really do too much in the early game, whether it be PL or Spectre or anybody else. As meanwhile Blitz does bottle Invisibility Rune, trying to escape, gonna be slowed down constantly by the Degen Aura. Smartly gonna get 3 points of that Degen Aura, only really need 1 point of repel to escape. Don't want to max repel too early on. The Degen Aura just slows by an immense amount, considering Omni Knight will have boots before many of the other primary supports in the game will just be able to chase very easily. And Blitz gonna escape. Smoke Deceit was popped, immediately dispelled. And now Gamer University knows something's up, but I don't. Blitz did manage to evade them for a bit, so it's a bit of a waste of 100 gold, but they did kill that top tower. And you can see Dire already placing some wards, trying to scout the movements of the Darkseer and the potential offensive try. Unfortunately, with that smoke being dispelled, then this ward will see all the movements, but the question is, can Turtle do anything about this? And the answer is, I'm not too sure. It's going to be a double teleport bottom by both the Shadow Demon and the Lina, trying to catch off the Lone Druid. And the ward did spot the movement, but I don't know if Nico senses where, if they actually teleported. No, it looks like he doesn't, as Shadow Demon Lina should be able to pick up a relatively easy kill. Tangle going on, so that might prevent Obsidian from picking up the kill, or Outworld from picking up the kill, but no, he just pops Sanity's Clips, ensuring that he picks up the kill. And so far, Game University, with some creative picks and with some nice Darkseer tri-lane pressure, are going to lose a Darkseer on their top lane. No, he has a fish. Mecha gonna pop the Surge. Can he escape? He might even be able to turn around to catch off Smugglike. No. And that's a huge victory for Turtle. Not only keeping on the Darkseer, but giving Smugglike a nice bit of gold bounty. Under just so much pressure, and considering he can't really farm as fast with that Glowing Blade illusion bug, he's definitely going to benefit hugely from that increased gold from killing that dominating streak Darkseer. But still, is that enough? As Gaming University, they do have their early game pretty much on lock, and they're going to provide a lot of pressure. Can they get the tower tonight? No. LED does manage to pick up the last hit, and is going straight for that Lincoln Sphere. As Blitz does get a haste rune. So, what I would do if Turtle is just try to get as much experience as possible on supports. Let PL just try to land himself in the jungle, even with the Glowing Blade, even if your illusions can't get as fast a farm, just go to the jungle with Lone Druid or PL and just have your supports get as much experience as possible, because I think the best way to sort of combat the mid-game prowess of a lineup like Game University is just to get your supports leveled up, because your supports will have a lot more impact earlier on, whereas the carries just have a bigger impact, a huger impact later in the game. For right now, they really want to hold on to the early stages of the game. As another gank for the Lone Druid, Smoke being popped, will it be entangled, Soul Catcher being dropped. Unfortunately, Soul Catcher did get dropped on a creep, but it doesn't even matter. Laguna Blade, range form Lone Druid. And did Lone Druid? He did get the true form, but obviously wasn't sensing any danger, and of course you are a bit faster in that true form, or in that range form. So wasn't anticipating, but again, clever use of smoke. But I think GU are out of smokes now. I can't really tell, as I don't think it shows the cooldown of smokes if you are an observer. GU not giving up, but Darkseer Arcane's mecha already finished, well on his way to the next item, whether it be pipe, whether it be anything else. And what can Turtle do? Smugglike almost out of mana, doesn't have any points to doppel walk, so even if he does manage to get the mana for that, he won't have access to it, because he can't escape. But you can see, Smugglike sensed something was up. Did have that ward there, nicely placed by Turtle. And the good thing for Turtle is that they've only lost 2 towers, even if they are behind by 6 kills, and they have the vastly superior late game. Bad news for them is that they're vastly behind right now. And there are some measures to counter PL with that disruption, with the wall of replica, or wall of illusion. As another disruption is being popped out, Smugglike gonna drop that, and gonna use a dust as well. Smugglike is like, joke's on you guys, I don't even have doppel walk, so that actually just wasted 90 gold. Meanwhile, Turtle gonna reinforce, but can they actually get a counter gank going? They do have 3 heroes up top. Lone Druid is on the bomb, but there's gonna be a 4th hero for Gaming University coming in. Darkseer ridiculously farm. Lina gonna take a bunch of damage. Can they get the proper chainsaws? Masoku gonna get healed up with that mechanism and with the Omni Knight heal, and this is the power of Omni Knight. Gonna get the Dragon Slave off as well. Can they kill Blitz? Try to get the DJ Nora. Can Blitz escape? Gonna use a vacuum and a Laguna Blade, cleaning off Blitz. Halo gonna get stunned right in the face. He does not like that whatsoever. And the Ion Shell with the help of Omni Knight, DJ Nora. Gaming University steamrolling Turtle at this point. So Gaming University looking very, very strong, and trying to get to that 4-3, trying to get to the tiebreaker. And considering if Turtle loses this match, they do lose the tiebreaker against Turtle, and they will have an even, or GU, and they will have an even record to GU. So Turtle in a lower priority than GU if they do manage to lose this match. But still, all is not lost. Lone Druid only died twice. What's he gonna go for? I imagine Maelstrom has the phase boots as well as the Orb of Venom, so not really too great a farm, 69 and 15, but he was under a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, OD gonna have that Lincoln Sphere up in about 1.2k gold. Meanwhile, GU trying to pick up their 4th tower of the game, 15 minutes in. And you can see GU taking a huge advantage in terms of the gold graph, almost 8 to 9k, and over a 7.5k experience advantage. Things are not looking good for the Turtle Masters, who have looked very, very strong this whole tournament. But maybe they were just missing the captain a bit too much as Soul Catcher, Light Striker Egg, Laguna Blade. Never stood a chance, as I think Surge was stolen. Pretty good spell to steal, but will it be enough? As they're just going to drive away. Going to pop the Purge on him, I think. Did use the Purge, but he can just Surge away. Surge the Purge. As Meow OD Astral Imprisonment. I don't think the heal hits. Or maybe it does. Is that another combination? I didn't know you could heal through that. I must imagine the bear was already low HP. As Mihawk and Smash able to pick up a kill with the help of Ewo. And so far this is looking like a stomp. But still, considering the late game prowess of Turtle, it wouldn't be that big of a surprise to see if they made a huge comeback. Fable and Power Shot. Unfortunately, the Power Shot whiffed. And here comes the counter gank. Arcane Boots being popped. Can they get the disruption? Nice Shackle Shot. And Blitz, can he turn the gank back around? One more hit will clean up the Shouting. Does successfully kill him. And Rubik trying to bait out the Lina. And looks like Blitz should be okay. Lina does not have access into that Laguna Blade. But all the while, GU going to push this bottom tier 2 tower. As Xiaodian does buy back, trying to save that top tier 2 tower. No, Omni's going to teleport there. Smolik tries to make way towards Diffusal. Gonna be very close to it in about 900 gold as a beautiful spiked Carapace gonna reflect the bulk of that Laguna Blade damage. And that's the problem. NA does pretty much hard counter Lina pretty badly. But at least they killed the NA. But again, PL starting to get some farm, finding an opening. Gonna be around 750 gold from finishing up that Diffusal Blade. And considering Diffusal Blade, well, Repel hasn't even really been a factor, but in team fights, Repel, Guardian Angel, if that's purged away, that will be a huge factor in terms of isolating down a target and then just causing them to explode. As Smuggler does put a point into Doppelwalk, but the Dire are going to lose their last tier 1 tower, and all that remains from them in their bases is tier 2 tower on the middle lane. Game University has almost all the map control in the world, as Halo going to start placing down some Roshan wards, knowing that it might be soon that Game University does go for that. So smart decision by Halo, but the question is, if there is a Roshan engagement, Darkseer and Magnus are the kings of those engagements. And Darkseer is so high leveled, 5-1 and 8, with 3.25 or 3.2k gold in the bank. And PL, can he escape? Does have the Soul Ring up, as there is probably doesn't work. I think PL might be able to hear them. NA is going to take a bulk of damage, waiting out the Spike Carapace. But NA with a worthy sacrifice, because I don't think PL did know that there was a huge gank party coming in to gank him. So worthy sacrifice by the NA, saving life of his primary carry. You know, does Blitz have... Blitz at least has his mechanism. Probably going to go for that Force Staff next. But Disruption into billions of damage. And Omni picks up a Blink Dagger just to secure the kill. Omni Blink. Very, very good considering DJNR is just so annoying to deal with. Blinking right next to them. And they literally just can't run away. Super annoying. Please, Omni. Please go Scotty now. Lone Druid, meanwhile, Nicola trying to farm up as best he can. Gonna go for the Maelstrom. And meanwhile, PL so close to that Diffusal Blade he can taste it. And once Turtle gets that, they might be in a better situation, but look at the item differential on GU. Even Xiaodian does have a gem to spot the PL. Has Arcane Boots. Xiaodian has never been this rich in his life. But NA does pick up a kill on OD, who's farming relatively uncontested, and I imagine OD lost a healthy amount of gold from that exchange. Did have the links here off. I'm guessing he lost probably about 350 to 400 gold. And GU gonna try to push the tier 2 tower. Unfortunately, their tower sieging skills aren't the best, but really, Turtle Masters don't want to defend it, want to get some gold in the pocket of PL and try to pick him up that Diffusal, and he will have that Diffusal up. Can they defend this tier 2? The glyph is on cooldown. And looks like Turtle gonna forfeit this for free pretty much. But still, Turtle are playing for the late game. They have the Lone Druid, they have the PL. Gonna have a Maelstrom up relatively soon. I already have the Diffusal up. And if I was PL, I'd just go straight for the heart right now. You just really need the heart. Even if there is disruption, even if there is wall, you just really need to get tanky really fast because you're pretty much the only hope your team has. Help me, Phantom Lancer. You're my only hope, says Windrunner, who is actually Princess Leia in this game. I guess PL is sort of old and wise, like Obi-Wan. Not too sure. But won't be old and wise is shouting with that gem, as he's gonna take a bit of mana burn damage. Gonna spy out the PL. PL, say it ain't so. Vacuum, destroying the trees. Smuggling. You're dead. You're dead, homie. No, you're not dead. No, you're actually dead. Meanwhile, this is the cue for Turtle to get the heck out of here. Blink Omni can slow down the assault, but no, Turtle not going in as Omni has a haste ring just speeding out on crack. And you wouldn't expect Omni Knights to take a lot of crack, but still, you'd be surprised as Mechanism going to be used to help save the life of Shouty, and Vacuum going to fly and stunning Darkseer a bit because of that spiked. As Telekinesis going to lift the Darkseer back up into the air, and Turtle putting up a relatively good fight considering the item differential, but really GU has not committed too much of anything. As Omni did rotate to the middle lane, trying to help out OD, gonna be a blink in, gonna secure the life of Blitz. No, Blitz trying to escape, does get the Mechanism off, but is gonna get purged. Here comes the wall, and OD does pick up the last, gonna suck two of the heroes on Turtle back into the wall, but Spike Carapace does reflect the Lena damage right back into her face, but here comes PL, gonna use that Diffusal Spirit Lance onto the OD, who does have that Lincoln Sphere dispelling it, and now OD is magically immune. They do have to watch out for the repel, but still. As Lone Druid, does he have the Maelstrom up just yet? Is his bear actually dead? He does have the Maelstrom, so he can actually farm a bit more easier if he does manage to get the opportunity. But still, will GU actually let him get the opportunity? That's the real question. As GU gonna start to apply the pressure. You can see Shouty taking significant damage, but Darkseer actually dies super fast because that Lone Druid bear like right clicks, and OD gonna take a lot of damage as well, gonna get purged off, I imagine. But PL not in a good position to get the purges on. He's completely strong, gonna get Soul Catcher as well as Light Strike right into absolute explosion. Spontaneous combustion was never possible until I just saw Fenway's Omni was able to escape with the help of the defensive disruption. Omni trying to make his way back in, healing up, and now Shouty gonna end up dying. And looks like Turtle gonna take it and turn it back around as Masoku gonna teleport out in the nick of time. No stuns were up as OD gonna imprison the Lone Druid bear true form, but the rabbit's gonna be used. Phase Width's gonna be popped as well. Ewo gonna have to get healed by the Omni, is gonna get killed very successfully, but the Entangle does proc, gonna imprison himself. Are there enough reinforcements for GU? Shout even still dead. Here comes the Impale, but the Lincoln Sphere going to dispel that. Repel going to be used, but a little bit too late, and that might cost Smash his life. Smash going to mana burn. Repel is still on cooldown, I imagine, and Turtle turning this game back around. Smash is going to end up dying. Does die, and now Mihawk was there, going to get a vacuum up onto the cliff. Light Strike right into wall. Nico going to be fighting bear on bear action, something you never thought you'd ever see in a Dota game, but I assure you it does exist. And what a vacuum into a wall. Oh my god, this game.
Triple fire.
But Turtle showing that they have the capabilities to repel assault, which is very admirable considering they have all of one tower. And GU has 6 towers to their name. And GU did buy back on a couple heroes. Darkseer, I imagine, did buy back. Somebody bought back. But Radiant climbing ahead in terms of gold graph, but making a slight difference. And with a carry like Phantom Lancer, like Lone Druid, that difference can be made up pretty easily. So GU trying to outlast Turtle at their base tower, but Turtle just too strong in that engagement. So we'll see if GU can crack the Turtle shell, otherwise, you see what I did there? Completely unintentional, but still made a bit of a funny. Or not even funny. Question is, what will Smuggler go for? Will he go for that heart? Maybe even BKB, because the problem with the Turtles lineup is that a lot of situations against an OD can't really carry just because BKB just decimates him. As Vendetta owning that illusion, good job, Papa Jordan. But neither of the Turtle hard carries really get BKBs. Phantom Lancer does not really want to build a BKB because it will reveal himself, and Bear doesn't want to get BKB because he's just so tank. So OD, if he starts getting in the middle of everything, if he manages to get enough farm, and he is going to go for that Hex, will just be able to easily tear through the Lone Druid's immense armor and HP relatively easily, and even take care of Phantom Lancer with that Sanity's Eclipse. Keep in mind the orb does do additional damage to illusions, 400x damage, so even if PL does get that heart, those illusions will fall pretty quickly to that OD's right-click damage. But still, I don't know what other items Turtle need. Blitz making his way towards that 4-staff. Golgraph remaining even. Let's check out the net worth for a bit. Darkseer, OD, Omni very, very far ahead. But considering that it is, again, 6 towers ahead, considering Phantom Lancer has been able to keep up relatively well. Relatively speaking. 3k gold deficit isn't the end of the world. You know, Darkseer was banking a lot of money. Finished up a straight up Hex with that 3.2k gold. And Darkseer, really the MVP of this game. Darkseer in Offensive Challenge, who would have thunk it? But I think the real hero of this game has been Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon just the king of challenge apparently, and this is why I think Undying is a bit overrated. Because I think honestly Shadow Demon might be the king of challenge. Soul Catcher, Disruption, too good. But still, this game far from over. Will Nico get ganked? As I thought GU gonna make their way towards ganking Lone Druid, but actually just gonna go for Roshan. I think they want to end this game relatively soon with the Aegis. So they will have until around the 30-33 minute mark before the Aegis does time out, if there are no huge team fights that end the Aegis' life before that. And you can see OD pretty good at taking down Roshans because of the orb piercing right through that, and Shiva's Guard being used by the Omni Knight as well. GU is just so ridiculously farmed. Meanwhile, PL, what are you gonna go for, buddy? Banking up gold, banking up for buyback. Might even be smart just to get a VIP booster, so I'll still have enough for buyback. But still, buying a big item probably will help them in the long run. And meanwhile, the Dance of Death does continue, and a level 10 has Arcane Boots, so you can help sustain the base barrage. But look at the bear getting absolutely pummeled. Shackle Shot does lift, but they're going to use a Hex on the bear. Bear is going to survive for a bit. That means Bear's not going to use to drive out the assault onto the tier 2, tier 3 tower for a bit. But Mihawk taking a lot of damage as well. The AoE, whether it be Impale, Power Shot, or Fable, very good at driving away a lot of the creeps, already forcing out the mechanism on the side of GU. But here comes the repel damage, as Fanwits are going to split push the top lane, doing the best he can, hoping to draw a teleport back. Knowing that if there was a giant team fight, considering the levels of the Darkseer, considering the Shivas, considering the Hex, considering the OD's Aegis, and Ridiculous Farm, Turtle stands no chance in hell at dealing with them. Straight 5v5 engagement. And PL did end up teleporting back, realizing that, okay, I think GU might strike soon, so I want to get that Diffusal Blade, but here comes the wall, as Phantom Lancer does kill Shadow Demon very quickly, and Mihawk's going to take a lot of damage as well. Guardian Angel is going to be popped, as Papa Jordan going to reflect the Laguna Blade damage. Keep in mind, Guardian Angel does not reduce magical damage, just physical damage. Evo might just lose his Aegis, as Mihawk going to charge back in. He's going to die, as Turtle Masters, with their variants of experienced players, going to defend the assault without losing anybody. Going to pop a smoker to see what was that. Repel going to be used, as where's PL? He is there, going to purge off the Repel. Evo does have that Sanity's up, is going to use it, but was all for naught, and Sanity's has a ridiculously long cooldown. Here comes Lena back into the fray with the Aghanim, but that Aghanim is just actually hurting them more than it helped them in that engagement. Don't know why you'd ever focus NA in a teamfight without Laguna Blade. As Smash is going to die, so 4 for nothing, essentially 5 for nothing with the Aegis. And the bear is on the pursuit. What body blocking control by Nikwa, as he is going to get a kill. 6 for nothing for Turtle, as this is the signs of a big comeback. Did you just get a little bit too impatient? They still had 4 minutes left from the 29-minute mark for that Aegis up. And that's going to cost them this tier 1 and a lot of momentum, and a huge swing in the experience graph will help make up some of the ground. And will this tier 2 get claimed as well? Omni's still dead, and I think Omni and Darkseer, while still on cooldown, they can't defend this tier 2 tower. But they're going to try. Vacuum going to be used, but Shadow Demon might end up dying again. No, Misko saving so, as it's going to be teleported in by the OD. I don't know if OD is enough to usher everybody away. He's doing his best. Going to get the Hex off on Smuglig. Smuglig's going to pay for it with his life. He did already have the Reaver in the bank, but he's going to lose a lot of his heart gold. But still has enough for that VIP booster or the recipe. Meanwhile, the pursuit, as Turtle able to clean up 2 towers, all for the cost of a Phantom Lancer. Might have overextended Smuglig a little bit, but still, Turtle are back, and they're in business. Look at the experience swing. Oh, I'm around 9k. Wham! Back, almost down to nothing. Gold swing still favoring GU by quite a bit because of the Roshan, and because GU still has 2 more towers up and considering the kill difference, but still, capping out on 8k, 8k is nothing in Dota 2. And meanwhile, I watched some League of Legends matches last week, and they said, oh, 6k, such an unovercomable difference. I was like, what? 6k is pretty much nothing in Dota 2, whether it be the power of the carries or the more comeback-oriented factor of Dota, considering its emphasis on team fights, or just because Dota is just more awesome. No bias there whatsoever. But still, what will GU do to crack the shell? OD pretty far away from the Hex. And OD, did he actually buy back? Don't think he did. So, didn't lose too much gold. But you can see, how many charges does PL still have on his Diffusal? Still 6 charges. And this is not one of the games where you just want to max into Diffusal 2 very quickly to get that damage. You want to save your Purge charges because they are precious. Yes, Purge is precious in this game. And always. No homo. But here comes Smoke Gank. And Halo. Gonna pay for his insolence with his life. Does have buyback, but what are you doing, Blitz? That Halo had enough for buyback, and this might cost NA his life. As Shiva's gonna be used to slow down. And here comes Ewo. This might be the mistake, the opening that GU need to push in. As oh man, I don't know if Halo communicated that he had buyback. So maybe Turtle felt like they had to take that engagement. But still, NA's been so crucial in these engagements, landing stuns on multiple heroes many times in this engagement, or in these engagements. But PL gonna have that hard up if he wants to buy it. I imagine saving up for that buyback right now. As the glyph is gonna be used, but Blitz not able to push out the assault by himself. And this tier 3 tower will fall. The question is, will GU get greedy and go for the racks? I think they can. NA is actually gonna respond very quickly. As the bear going to town, gonna hex the bear, trying to siege it down. Is the bear on cooldown? No, it still has another bear to be left, and he's gonna heal it up, so that is very important. And I think it might be time for GU to back off, because NA is dead. But still, the tier 3 tower is dead. That was giving Turtle a huge advantage in these teamfight engagements. As Shouting's gonna get surged forward, and gonna stand there. Next little maneuver, as Wall's gonna be used. Ewo gonna get Hex, Shackle Shot, Guardian Angel, all gonna be used immediately on. Mihawk is gonna be Hex for a long duration. Ewo trying to siege down the bear. None of the Turtle heroes are really exposing themselves as the bear does die, but the bear should be up very soon. As Darkseer does kill Rubik, Halo managed to overextend himself a little bit, but a beautiful Shackle Shot, and Mihawk is gonna die. Nice defensive destruction by Misko. As here comes Papa Jordan, Obsidian, Sandy's Eclipse, waiting for the proper time when the spiked campus was down. PL gonna buy back, and GU just really need to break that tower. They force it back from the PL. Will they back off right now? I think they know wall duration is going to expire very soon. And OD finishes his Hex. Were they just waiting? Are they just baiting? Are they the master baiters of Dota? Smugly really hurting for that buyback, and he might just end up paying for it with his life again. No, Smugly red! Hex, Laguna Blade. Buyback all for naught. Is that the mistake that might drive Turtle Masters to a giant tiebreaker cluster F in Group A of the defense? I'm not too sure just yet. As they're definitely going to lose middle barracks. Question is, I think PL being dead for 45 seconds. And like, the problem with GU's lineup is that it's so difficult to siege the base with this lineup, even with Omni. But Omni's making a huge difference, constantly keeping everybody up at full HP. I think if they had any other support, then it would just be so much more difficult to break these mid-lane engagements. But Blitz gonna die to the Arcane Orb damage, as OD gonna get lifted up into the air saying, raise me up, you raise me up, but NA is gonna die falling down. And I think this might be the beginning of the end for Turtle Masters in this game. Mihawk taking ridiculous amounts of damage from the tower. Still quite tanky with that, whatever he's got, all items. He's got all the items. Shadow Poison is being used by the Rubik. Smug looks back. where is Lone Druid? His bear was on cooldown. Gonna have to summon it right now. Has a Mjolnir, but still, what can it do? As Smolly gonna die again. Oh no, Turtle Masters. This Blink Omni putting in a lot of work with that degen aura, but still, I think like Shadow Demon, Darkseer, really the big culprits in this game for the demise of the Turtle Masters. They're going to their top barracks. Will the Dark continue to play it out? As Turtle Master GU finally going to retreat. Look at OD. Been in the base for about half an hour. Might be exaggerating a bit, but still at full HP, full mana. Everybody on GU pretty much at full HP, full mana. Because of Omni. And because of the Arcane Boots. As you can see, Ion Shell starting the Darkseer for a bit because of the reflect of the spiked carapace damage. And they timed it just right. Roshan going up in about 25 seconds. Now Golgraph going to jump out of control for GU. PL not going to finish his heart anytime soon. Died 3 times in the last couple engagements. Using a buyback and losing so much gold. Experience Graph starting to spout in out of control for GU as well. Turtle, they can't really wait for GU to pick up the Roshan. They're gonna have to fight it out right here, otherwise they stand no shot. But again, Darkseer, king of these teamfights, look at him. He's just positioning himself so well, has the wall up, has Aghanims as well, so those illusions hurt like no other. And meanwhile, they're just like, okay, OD, you got this, bro. You got this. And OD, Ewo is like, yeah, I do. With that double damage, with Arcane Orb, I got this. Pretty good, pretty good. I think I got this under control. Roshan, he's not a big deal. I'm a pretty big deal. And yes, Evo, you are a big deal. As I don't imagine Turtle can hold out the assault. No buybacks up on anybody. And Lone Druid putting in work, but still is a right-click hero at the end of the day. And can get kited around by Darkseer, Omni Knight. And I mean, the bear's just been dying a lot. And what is Lone Druid without his bear? As a pause does come out, I'm just going to fast forward through this pause. Go on 2 times speed. Boom, boom, boom. Last hits, pretty crappy amount of last hits in a pro game. But that just speaks to the 52 kills. That's finally some action-packed Dota. Or Dota 2. And maybe Turtle Masters maybe should have practiced as a team. I think they, well, I mean, they're having fun. I don't know if they're taking this necessarily too seriously, but they're having fun, and they might make it to the playoffs. But still, GU gonna go for a Hex onto Smolik. Smolik gonna take a bunch of damage. He's gonna die. Shiva's popping it off. OD kills the Nyx. Lena kills everything. And this is gonna be the end of Turtle Masters. So Turtle Masters, after a fantastic start, beating out No Tidehunter. Blitz. OD, please. As Blitz is like, alright, time to win this land tournament in University of San Diego. But Turtle Masters gonna fall. GU gonna move up 4-3 in the group. Turtle Masters are 4-3. GU has the advantage in that tiebreaker. I think DD won their defense 3 match, so they're 4-3. And if EG loses their match, they're gonna be 4-3. So Group A of the defense 3. It's pretty messy. But GU showing that they are legit as the turtle logo pops up. The Masters of Turtling. Unfortunately, gonna be turned to soup today. As GU looking impressive. 2 games where GU has looked overall quite solid. And using unconventional heroes, Omni Knight OD, to beat down Turtle Masters, who were considered quite powerful in this group leading up to this point after being NTH, albeit without Eternal Envy. As where did Turtle go wrong? It was just the lanes. Nothing. Darkseer really just took over the game, and unfortunately, I think Lone Druid had a bit more difficulty against OD than he expected. OD with the even base movement speed to the Lone Druid, probably not the best against him. But still, just the lanes, the immense amount of early game pressure that Turtle Master was under. Turtle Masters put up a brilliant team fight, getting 6 kills for nothing and getting 2 towers. We're able to forestall at the end, but still, just the item differential was just too much for Turtle Masters to overcome, and that ended up costing him the game. So hopefully you enjoyed this match. It was really, really entertaining. So thank you all for watching, and the streak continues. So I'll be back with more Dota 2 and Dota and other videos in the near future. So thanks for watching. Please keep supporting me, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.